What's up guys, this is my second episode of reviewing other professional videographers, filmmakers, content creators job, where we can find how they exactly did this, which effects they use, which overlays, music, sound design, camera, gears, stabilizer, tripods, anything else. So let's dive in and find the secret sauce. Okay. Stop. Let's break it down a little bit, because the first video, it's already a fire. What we see here, we see that house is flying, how they achieve it. You know, as I see, it's pretty easy. We see here rotoscoping a house. Maybe it's just a screenshot. Okay, so it's going up, then pretty drastic change in the perspective in terms of After Effects, and it's just glowing effect and kind of dust and bomb on the background, which is pretty easy to do. You just need to rotoscope, put it in between the layers, and done. Nothing special. But in terms of how quality and timing and it's pretty good. I like it so much. Okay, sound design. I would like to, in this video, I would like to hear the sound design a little bit punchier, like boom. Okay, next thing we see the effects where it's going. It's look like you have a time lapse, but this is actually not a time lapse. So how they did this effect? So it's pretty usual. They filmed the regular shot, they rotoscope this part, and after they rotoscope this part, they just put something above it, like you can download on YouTube, clouds, time-lapse or something like this. Maybe add a little bit gradient here to make it smoother so it's not that obvious, but they're kind of start to appear from here, not from the background, because if they will appear, you will see some artifact mistakes, which is smart. The guys did pretty good job. Speed ramps, usually it's a little bit too fast speed ramps, I would say, like kind of too hard, but okay, perfect. Okay, what we have next? Oh, cars! I love cars. Okay. Very simple. You need to know how to do this in After Effects, but this is just spinning logos, a lot of keyframes, and then it's boom here and then. So how they did this effect when this, I have no idea how to call it, I'll call it tractor, okay? As you see, they got a shot. They probably had almost the same as a previous shot when they remove object with generating. In After Effects, you have a special function, special thing where you can circle the object and press the button and it auto-generate background, but with no object. You can do the same in Photoshop, but only a photo. Technically you can do it not only a photo, but it's kind of hard, long and annoying process. So the best way to do this, just an After Effects. And then the next thing is they rotoscope cut. You can cut, you don't need to rotoscope, you can mask off. Mask off, fucking mask off. I mean, you just mask off whole tractor and then move it like this, so it's going up, down. It has motion blur, but you can do different ways. In After Effects, it's called force motion blur, and then you see it's kind of boom, mesh, and then they add, you see this kind of warp effect to clear it up, smooth it up, the whole process. They also added dust. Here's nothing special, it's just tracked to the ground. As you see, we start moving faster and faster. This tractor is in the focus, but everything else is blurred out. This is another time they are using effect called force motion force motion blur, and then just regular speed ramps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, here is the far effect. The far effect is, here is the pro tip if you wanna do something like this. So the first you have to do, you have to track the camera, add your effect, polish it, and then you speed ramp it. This is really important. You add your effect first, and then you speed ramp your video, because if you're going to do it backwards, it will mess up with whole your project. Speed ramp. Okay, here is, guys, pretty easy. For anybody else who has no idea what this rotoscope mean, it is mean you kinda cut product or anything else in the shot, but rotoscoping allow you to cut it from video, because video is literally screenshots, 60, 25, 120 frames per second. So here is pretty visible artifacts, as you see the white one, but it's pretty okay. So they cut the whole thing and they put layers. So the first layer is the layer, the lower is the video. The second layer is the black mask. And on top of it, cutted version, cutted tractor. That's it. So you just need 3 layers to achieve the same result, plus smoothing out with some keyframes and like to make it smooth, not just like 1, 2, 1, 2, just like smooth and back. Okay, what we have next. Here is a little bit more tricky, because I'll show you how many layers here in After Effects. This video did 100% in After Effects. The general clip, this clip is layer number 1. Here is layer number 2, layer number 3, number 4, and number 5. Here is number 6 is this question mark. Okay, and then it going inside the shot, speed ramp. Okay, another speed ramp, and done. Okay, it's a pretty cool video. It's pretty cool. I like it. Next. Okay. Okay, here is 2 videos. Let's break it down. The first effect from this video, what we have here exactly the same what we had in our first video, where they rotoscope the whole house, and after that they add time lapse of clouds, and then as you see, quality of matching frames, I would say this is 10 out of 10. Here is lines are perfect, but here we have something not matching 100%. So how they did the shot, it's pretty easy, but it requires a lot of effort. First of all, you need to take first shot. You did the first shot, then screenshot with your phone, take a shot, and just the next time you will film at the evening, just put your phone next to it and just see, okay, I got this line on this position, my camera, this line I had here, this line here, just align as best as you possible, and then you align it in After Effects or Premiere Pro much easier by just stacking out one layer and not, above another. Just make it second layer is 50% of opacity, and use your settings to adjust it to make it perfect match. But I would say this match is perfect. The guys did pretty cool job. Yeah, nice job, guys. Nice job. I have no idea who did this, but it's pretty good. The perfect day tonight. Yes, that was perfect day tonight, guys. Oh, shish.
Yo family, Young LA Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay, it's Young LA.
you don't want this f***ing smoke.
This is pretty intense video. I would say I'm not going to spend the whole hour explaining how each effect here works, but here is pretty much everything is perfect. We'll start with opening shot, so this effect called light leak. After this we got... So here is pretty easy to achieve this thing. So we have first shot, then you have second shot, and in between you have kind of wipe shot. It should be probably a couple frames, 3, 4, 5, 6, depends, but it just, you have one shot, you have second shot, and on top of it in between you have this wipe effect. That's it. How you can film those wipe effects? Pretty easy. You grab your camera on the manual settings. You kind of upper your shutter, so we make your shutter probably like 1 to 60th of second, 1 to 30th, 1 to 15, this depends which style you're going to achieve. You just film this thing, you just gonna move your camera really fast and it will be wiped out as you see. And then you can use your own, or you can download wipe transitions, you can buy them. So where you can find those transitions, I will put a list of websites where I bought my effects right here. So just buy it. Okay, then we have... This is just the match cut. When he filmed this shot, he filmed red cap on a red signs, and then he moved exactly the same position when blue hat and just matched up. Pro tip, when you're going to film match cuts, you can film a little bit wider than you want it, so you can adjust it a little bit better in post-production. So if you're planning that it will be milk shot, just make one step back and film it a little bit wider so you can have kind of space to adjust it a little bit better.
Yo.
Then it's just 1, 2 shots of inverting colors. Here is a little bit more than inverting, it's kind of cyan inversion or something like this, but yeah.
Yo family, Young LA Yu-Gi-Oh!
Also here is, as we see, oh I know these effects. This is, it's called a cigarette burn transition or something like this. Oh, there's a VHS effect, but I think they actually filmed this shot with a VHS camera or digital camera, but the quality is so bad that it looks like a VHS. Because there is no dynamic range at all. Okay, there it is, some speed ramps. Also, there is some, you see, flash transitions. This video is example of really basic, really easy transitions, but they're stacked multiple times on top of each other, and they're different and they're changing, and so many things happening in the same second. You look at this video and you're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Okay, and then we got... So, okay, what about this effect? Let me check. Okay, this is a digital zoom. This is not a camera zoom, this is just digital zoom. Okay. This looks like it's filmed on iPhone, honestly. I think it looks like an iPhone. So what I did, it's pretty easy. They grab an iPhone, put it in a tripod, just film the whole process like this. Oh, shush. 1, 2, and just in the middle of this, cut it, done. Okay, just time lapse, backwards, clip, VHS shots. Also, here is really important. If you try to do the same effects maybe in your city or in my city where I'm from, it will look boring. Here is the whole composition, sound design, color grading, pretty nice looking people, nice clothing, amazing Japanese vibe, colors, sound design, everything else works here together. Imagine this video in just a regular suburban neighborhood. It will lose probably half of its value. Imagine it's just the regular people with regular clothes. It loses another 25%. Imagine there is no transition effects and no color grading. It will lose another 25%. It will look like okay. So you need to stack. You need to stack your video as a burger. You know, I would say this video is a perfect example of burger. Because on burger you have buns on top of it, you have lettuce, tomato, nice piece of meat. Oh my god, I want a burger so much. Let me order something. DoorDash, let's go. So, and in the burger, and you have lettuce, tomato, onion, everything else. You can remove, I don't know, lettuce, it's okay. It's still burger. You can remove tomato. Okay, a little bit drier, but still burger. You can remove cheese. Now it's like okay, it's a burger, but it's not that good, and you know, but the actual burger, it does not matter, quarter pounder, Big Mac, whatever, it's perfect when it's layered. The same with the video. You start with location, we start with your model, you start with your camera, then you start thinking about, okay, what I want him to do, which effects I want to achieve, what I want it to do in general. And then your project will look like a real professional job. Because usually what we, as a beginner filmmaker, what we want to achieve, we want to learn how to do this effect. So we start doing this effect, we start copying some professional, some videographer's job, and then we realize it's not working because you got only meat, not burger. Okay, let's go for the next video.
Turn this TV off. Ain't want my type activity, but don't you get involved. Hey, what? How many shit I seen? Send them all. Take a risk or take a trip. You know I'm tripping for my dog.
Whew, here is so many things, crazy many things. We will start with beginning. Okay, as I see, she's in a slow motion. Then it's just one frame. It's just white. That's it. Okay, and then we have, this is a really good example what I told you earlier, when you have a burger, you know, stackable. He has nice looking girl in a nice urban environment. Then he had a camera motion when camera moves kind of clockwise. And then he add clockwise sound. It's like a revolver, but it has similar vibe. It's something turning around. And then he add a circle mask, like a vignette circle, and then he adds some effects. It's called chromatic aberration. You can find it on YouTube. Effect chromatic aberration. How did he did it? I have no idea, because there is so many ways to do this. It's probably by applying effects chromatic aberration. Okay, speed ramps. You see this effect? This is light leaks. You can find them. They're pretty cheap. You can buy for $20 like 100 of them. They're pretty cheap.
Turn this TV off.
Here is another light leaks. 1, 2, maybe 3 of them. Then she's sitting. Then there's like broken glass effect. I don't know how they did it. Probably by stacking layers and just adjusting the size and masking out, probably. But you can find probably it's called like a glass, broken glass, Premiere Pro or After Effects effect. Here is another displacement effect. Okay, got it. Oh, this is tricky. You see, this effect is tricky, and I did the effect, and it's pretty hard to do because it's dolly zoom or vertigo zoom or Steven Spielberg zoom, whatever you want to call it. So when your camera is stationary, your model is stationary and you're moving your camera, but while you're moving back, your camera is zooming in, so your model staying at the same is the same size in the frame, but the background is moving. So background is kind of squishing up, or an opposite. Or you can do it backwards, so you move in but you zoom out. It's called dolly effect, dolly zoom. Searching it, it is pretty easy to do if you have the right equipment. So this is definitely equipment dependable effect and skill dependable effect. Okay, here is just, you know, just the transition, or also there is a lot of effects on the background, like displacement effect and like some noise, wonky or whatever. So now we have the same effect kind of copying each other. Okay, what we have next? After those videos, what we got, this video looks pretty simple, yeah, really? So here is nothing special. A lot of speed ramps, a lot of locked in speed ramps. So as you see, and every time they have an effect, it's definitely locked in some middle part. So middle part isn't moving. You see, so this is not, the part here is not moving. Usually, it is not 100% every time, but usually it's kind of, you see, everything moving except this hole, then except these two windows. Okay, so, you know, okay, let's go for our next video.
Nobody can take the crown now.
Okay, Young LA back. Shout out to Young LA. The guy who did this, it's pretty freaking crazy. I assume it's the same guy from the video from Japan probably, because it kind of looks like him. This is another example. Look.
Nobody can take the crown now.
As we see here, he got first shot and second shot exactly the same, but a lot of people with shake in between. So as you see here, is kind of like a morph effect, but I would say there is not like a morph effect, there's more opacity transition, but with some waves. I would say it's like displacement effect on top of it to make it a little bit more natural, and it will look better definitely with some displacement effect on top of it. Okay, and then we got freeze frame, then it's cut in half right here, and then another shot starts appearing here. So it's kind of another layer, but this layer is on top of it, the layer down here, this layer's now on top of it, this is behind it, and then all this thing is just moving down. See, it's moving down, and this thing is moving up. Okay, then we got also some shake effect to make this transition a little bit more smooth, and then we got rotoscope, so he cut out this man. As you see, he kind of did something like this, so he rotoscoped it, cut him out, and then put in between the whole shot, put these numbers, and then there is VHS transition. This is probably from some VHS pack or whatever. And another shake transition. It's kind of meta right now. It's look like time lapse, but yeah, this is the speed ramp, just regular speed ramp. Here's change the motion and going backwards, and then shake and going backwards. Here's a pretty good example. When you have a shot when you zooming in, and then you have another shot in zooming out. To make it a little bit better, just zoom in and then just reverse your speed and zoom out. So you will have like a smooth video when everything zooms out or zooms in. If you need to change your direction of your zoom, you can use a static shot, or you can use this effect like here, when he starts zooming in and then switch back, and then he got shot back, because technically you can reverse this shot because there is almost nothing to worry about. But in this situation, if you reverse it, people will look awkward. So don't do this, don't reverse people. In some occasions you can do this, but definitely not here, and not especially when people are clearly walking in the background, because if you reverse it, they will walk backwards. It's gonna look so not good. Okay, here is exactly the same stuff. So he cut this part. Let me see, is it rotoscope? No, it's not rotoscope, it's just a freeze frame. So he screenshotted or freeze framed the shot, cut it, put another shot, put another VHS effect in between of them, another VHS effect, shake, zoom out. Oh, wait a second, this is kind of interesting. Okay, now I got it. So what he did here is he had the zoom lens. So while he zooming out with his camera, he zooms out with the lens, and it makes this kind of cool effect. Look at here. One, okay. Shoot, you see? And it's super dynamic. It's super dynamic and super cool. Here is almost the same. We got this effect, okay. Okay, speed ramps, angle A. There is cutout effects. I think it's a Tylo FX. He has on his YouTube channel how to do all of those videos, because he's a pretty good guy. Okay, then we have almost the same effects. Something moving, something rotoscoping, something okay, text. So he rotoscoped probably his head and put text on the background. So let's finish on this video. I wish you guys learned a lot, or at least now you know where to find and how those effects called. So thank you very much. See you next video.